that guy?
He's yours.
Not gonna tell me?
He just took off. How are you going to take care of us?
Want to provide for that kid? To do that, using your skill set.
I can't think of another line of work that I'd rather be in.
Hey, get down!
All right, we're here to talk about The Place Beyond the Pines. That's what it's called, right?
Yeah, The Place Beyond the Pines.
Because I always fucked up that title and called it like Honey Bunches of Oats and stuff like that. There's all these different things. The place between the trees.
Honey Bunches of Oats?
I don't know. Place between the trees.
I love that new Kellogg cereal, The Place Beyond the Pines.
Across the pies. All these different names.
The people under the stairs.
But if you've seen the trailer for this, it's the new... people have been calling it Drive on a Motorcycle. Which is based on the trailer.
It's not.
And... this movie is not at all like the trailer. I mean, to some point it is.
Kind of, but not really.
It's not going to be the movie you think it is. And that's not a bad thing.
I thought it was going to be like some Heat kind of thing where it's like, cop, robber, duke it out. And it's
it's not Bradley Cooper versus Ryan Gosling.
No.
But let me try to explain without spoiling what it is about. Because I mean,
yeah, that'll be interesting. Try to do that.
Okay, so the movie starts out with Ryan Gosling playing this motorcycle stuntsman at a local carnival, and it shows him doing his thing, and he takes home a girl named Romina, played by Eva Mendes. She just seems like to be like a really avid fan of his or something.
Well, they obviously met
They've
before
met
because
before.
he's like, oh, do you remember me?
Yeah. But he takes her home and they end up sleeping with each other. But he's leaving for a year because,
do they end
that's
up sleeping with
carnivals. I'll explain to you why they do end up sleeping with each other.
Okay.
So anyway, he's leaving for a year because the carnival, moves around and stuff like that.
Oh, I see what you're doing. Okay.
So
never mind.
Comes back a year later, goes back to see Romina at her house, and he's answered at the door with a baby. 3-month-old baby, that's his.
Yep.
So, he's now...
I know what you're doing now, because this time, it's like they know each other. But before then, yeah, they didn't know each other. I just messed your flow right up.
Yeah, no, that completely just... No, they do know each other. You can tell she's like a fan of his.
Okay.
Oh my god, what have you done? This isn't even confusing. Do you want me to pause it and go back so you can listen to the synopsis? So anyway, they had a baby and Romina was probably not even going to tell him about it.
No.
Because he just left, but I mean, he had to. So now he's facing a decision of staying or leaving once again, probably for good.
Yeah. And
he decides to stay, but that involves quitting the carnival, and now he's looking for work to support his son. Mm-hmm. And possibly Romina as well. There's like a whole on and off thing with them.
Yeah.
She was one of my... Actually, she was one of my problems with the movie. Just because, as a person... I mean, maybe she had, bipolar issues or something like that, but it just seemed like she had no idea what she wanted. And she would be like, okay, let's be a family, and this is all great. Then it's like, why are you at my house? And stuff like that.
Well, considering that one of the outbursts is totally deserved, I thought.
Of her or him?
Of her, I don't know. I don't want to say anything, but something happens at their house.
We'll get to that. So anyway, he decides. He meets this guy while riding in the woods. Just he's stressed out, driving all through the woods, and some guy notices that he's a really, really good rider.
Yeah. So
he offers him work at his auto shop, and it's not paying much, but he comes up with the idea of robbing banks because this guy played by Ben Mendelsohn. He used to rob banks. So they come up with an idea of okay, Ryan Gosling's going to go in. They're going to hit 4 different banks.
Yeah.
It's all going to be quick because, he's a really, really good motorcycle rider and he's going to do it with his motorcycle and just get the fuck out of there as fast as possible.
His new friend is going to be the getaway driver. It's going to be great.
And it works out actually really well.
Really well.
So that's that plot. It's him trying to support his son and Romina.
Yeah.
And on one of the robberies, like it doesn't go as planned, and he gets into some trouble, and Bradley Cooper is like on his tail. Now, this is the point where it's like, whoa, this is a completely different movie because it completely I'm just gonna say this: it shifts the focus of the character.
Okay.
It's no longer a movie about Ryan Gosling. Now it's about Bradley Cooper.
Yeah.
So he kind of takes over the movie from that point on. And then it switches again to
15
years later.
Which you think, I thought was like, oh, this is going to be some weird epilogue kind of thing. It's the last half of the movie.
You could totally separate this into 3 reels. It's almost like 3 movies.
I think
they
Richard
work
Roper said it was
completely well.
It was like a trilogy, a whole trilogy just into 1 2.5 hour movie.
Kind of, yeah. But yeah, it's a really incredible plot that deals with mistakes and the choices you make and how they affect your future life and probably like your children as well.
Yeah,
there's a whole theme about being a dad in the movie, which is something I thought was really they did really well because it's like they just handle with it very well and very realistically.
Yeah,
because every dad wants the best for his kid, and it's like, well, what if your past life has kind of ruined that for you, and how are you going to get around this?
It's all about fathers and sons.
So
and
it's a really good plot that I don't want to get into because there are a lot of twists that I did not see coming, and if not twists, then just complete like changes in
narrative structure.
Plot. Yeah. So, what do you like about the movie? Because as soon as it finished, I knew this is my favorite movie this year so far. I'm pretty sure this has like a guaranteed spot in my top 10.
I mean, it's only April.
I know, but I love this movie. I
said that about
really love this movie.
I mean, last year I said that about Chronicle. Like, well, it's great, but I don't know. Right. And it was like number 5 in my list.
Yeah, but
which, by the way, Andrew from Chronicle is in this movie.
Dane DeHaan.
Yeah.
It was cool. It was cool seeing him. But
that was really cool seeing him.
Yeah, things you like about this movie.
First of all, the performances are amazing. Ryan Gosling, it's kind of like
this is one of those actor movies.
Yeah.
Everyone does a good job.
Well, it's kind of like saying at this point saying Ryan Gosling Ryan Gosling is a good actor. It's kind of like saying, hey, that Daniel Day-Lewis, he does a pretty good job, or like, hey, Denzel Washington. Like, it's just like when you see a Ryan Gosling movie, it's either going to be good. Or it's going to be, or if it's not going to be good, which is very rare considering his track record now.
Right.
He's always going to bring it, and he definitely brings it in this one.
If you keep listening to the Four Eyes Filmcast throughout the next few months, and if there are more Ryan Gosling films, or if he ever comes up, you're going to realize we're kind of gay for Ryan Gosling on the show. we're very big fans of him, but yeah, he does an amazing job as this.
Wait, Eva Mendes was in this? I was just too busy looking at Ryan Gosling.
I don't know, man. As soon as Eva Mendes came out, all that you saw was like her nipples looking at everyone. It took me a while. I was like, oh, that's Eva Mendes.
Yeah.
I was too busy focused on something else. But Ryan Gosling is a total badass too. His character is like the definition of an outlaw, and even bring it up like he's an outlaw.
He's an outlaw, and there are points where you're like, oh, I like this guy. He's providing for his son. And then there are points where you're like, wow, this guy's a dick.
Okay, you know what? Here's where we completely disagree. Because I was, like, on his side the entire time. Including when he has that outburst. Okay. I was totally on his side with that.
Seemed a bit excessive.
I know what you mean, but at the same time, it's like, you know what? He's trying to provide for his son. And you got this bipolar-ass chick over here who's like, I love you, and then another day she's like, who are you, why are you here? Basically.
Okay, I could see that, but like she has a huge outburst at him during that, and I was kind of that, yeah, she totally like is justified to feel that way, but I totally get also what you're saying with the on and off kind of thing.
Yeah, which, like I said, this is like one of my only problems with it. I didn't have a lot of problems with this movie. This is if we're still going by our old rating scale, this probably is better than Sex for me.
Wow.
We're not going to get to the reviews, to the actual ratings yet, but I just want to put that out there because I didn't find a lot that I didn't like about this movie. Like we said, all the acting is great. Bradley Cooper also does a really great job.
Bradley Cooper
too.
is fantastic in this movie. When did Hangover come out? Like 4 years ago?
Yeah.
The first Hangover?
You would have never thought he would have become Silver Linings Playbook and now this.
I really, really liked Wedding Crashers and The Hangover, but still, those are certain types of movies, and if you said to me like, oh yeah, Phil from, I think his name is Phil or Stu. No, Stu is Ed Helms. Like, Phil from Hangover is gonna be, like, nominated for an Oscar, and he'll totally deserve it.
You mean that guy from Midnight Meat Train?
Yeah. I actually heard that was pretty good.
I know,
but yeah, like, I would have been like, get the fuck out of here. I mean, I really like The Hangover, but between this, Limitless, Silver Linings Playbook, I mean, it's like, wow, Bradley Cooper's in a movie. It should be like, he should be doing a good job.
We're gonna go see it because he's in the movie.
Well, I mean, he ain't Denzel Washington, but
to me, he's at that level where I would go see a movie just because he's in it.
See,
except for what's that one with Sandra Bullock?
Oh yeah,
but that was before he even did anything. that was show.
Why you gotta bring up all this shit? He's like, I got my Oscar nomination. I'm acting with Ryan Gosling. Why you gotta bring that up?
Like we said, it's April, obviously, but I honestly wouldn't be surprised if he gets nominated for like Best Supporting Actor.
He's fantastic in this movie. I really, really like Bradley Cooper. I'm just saying, like, at this point, Denzel is like the only actor who I'll be like, even if the reviews say it's awful.
He's the only actor you'll go see. Just because.
Well, even like Ryan Gosling, I'm like, it's gonna be great, but I might not rush out like opening day if the reviews are like really bad. Yeah. Denzel is like, I don't even care if they're like Spring Breakers bad. I will see a Denzel movie. I will be right there.
I can see that, yeah.
But no, Bradley Cooper and Ryan Gosling. As soon as I saw them on the cast list, I was like, woo, buy my ticket right now.
But the other big star for me in this movie is the guy who made the movie, Derek Cianfrance, who his last movie, I might have pronounced that completely wrong. I don't know.
I was about to say, I have no idea how to pronounce it.
But the last movie he made was Blue Valentine, also starring Ryan Gosling. The thing I love about Blue Valentine is how real it felt, not just because of the dialogue, because that movie had like a lot of improvisation.
Really?
Yeah, it was kind of like a skeleton script.
Okay.
And then they would just say whatever.
Kind of like a structure, like this scene needs to go here, but do whatever you want.
But the way it was filmed too, it was almost like you were just following these two people around.
Yeah.
And that's how it feels like for a lot of this movie, and that completely works with the tone of the film, because you're like following these people and wondering what's going to happen next, and it all feels very realistic, even though some of the situations may be like, he got really, really fucking lucky.
Yeah.
Like with some of those robberies. It may not feel that realistic, but at the same time, I think it totally works because of the direction of Derek Cianfrance, and he just does a really good job directing this movie. He's 2 for 2 for me because I love Blue Valentine. And aside from Derek Cianfrance, another thing that I really love about the movie is the score by Mike Patton.
Yeah,
who you might recognize him from the Crank 2 soundtrack, but he's also from Tomahawk, and I want to say.
Is that a band?
Yeah, it's a band. Okay. And I want to say Faith No More, but
okay.
Is that him?
I've heard of that band.
Yeah, he's also from Faith No More. But if you know his type of music, this is really, really different. It's very somber, very kind of peaceful, but it can also get like for all the robbery scenes, it does have this like kind of grinding guitar riffs that are like they're really cool. And
I really like the score.
Everything about the score like fits perfectly with this movie, and it's worth mentioning because it's probably a score I'm gonna probably end up buying.
It's really, really good, like because it has like that kind of deep, not really. I don't want to say gritty, but like like strange, like oh shit's gonna go down.
Yeah.
And then there are moments where you're like, wow, that was really, really beautiful.
If you watch the trailer, there's a song that plays like near the end of the trailer. That's from the soundtrack. It's like really nice sounding.
Yeah.
So good things about this movie. I mean, like there's like so much I want to mention, but I probably shouldn't.
Ray Liotta's good.
Because he
was not a good fella in this though.
Oh my god. Ray Liotta, everyone does a good job in this movie, man. Seriously, like every actor, every like little side character is totally good.
Dane DeHaan, Rose Byrne is in this.
The guy who played the boyfriend to
right, yeah.
Eva Mendes, who shit, I should be bringing this up, but go on about Dane DeHaan or something while I look this up.
Well, I mean, like Rose Byrne is also in, and she doesn't have too much to do, I would say, but she's still really good in it. Yeah, Dane DeHaan.
Her character is almost like completely dropped, but it's understandable why they do that.
Yeah.
But she still does a good job.
Yeah.
There's an actor I really like in this movie. His name is oh fuck. Fuck up this name.
God.
Mahershala Ali.
Yeah. No, go back up.
He was in Predators and Curious Case of Benjamin Button, but he plays
the 4400. I used to watch that.
He plays Eva Mendes' boyfriend in this.
Yeah.
And he does a really good job too. And he actually comes back in later on in the film and has some really like touching moments.
Sorry, dude. Sorry if we mispronounced that.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Of course you're listening, but you know.
So, negative things about the film? I don't really have any.
I mean,
I tried to look for some too.
I could see someone complaining like, "Oh, it feels too long," and it does feel long, but it's never a moment where you're like, Have you ever seen a movie where you're like, "This is long, but I don't really care."
You know what? Near the end, it was feeling too long, but only because I really had to pee. So I really wanted it to end just because I had to go. But besides that, I mean, I was completely interested the entire time.
Yeah.
So even if it felt too long, it never did feel too long. I mean, Dark Knight is 2.5 hours. That never felt too long for me. If anything, that was too short. I wanted that to keep going. But yeah, see that's not even a complaint for me.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really. I can't really pick out any glaring like, oh, this movie was or this part of the movie was bad, or this movie sucked, or this part of the movie sucked. Why do I? Yeah, but yeah, I can't really think of anything. I'm not in. See, I think this is a fantastic movie. I think we're gonna give the same score. But I still don't think you like it a little more than me, but I still thought it was an absolutely exceptional film. So, I think you should definitely go out and see it. Like, right now, I can't really think of anything.
Right now, it's just at the Landmark, too, but hopefully it'll spring up on some AMCs or something like that around Chicago.
Hopefully, yeah. Well, I mean, they got Ryan Gosling and Bradley Cooper, and they're huge right now, so...
But yeah, I guess we could just go over to the ratings. Now, I feel bad listening to our earlier reviews, because I feel like I gave almost everything that one weekend, like 4 stars, or 4 eyes out of 4. Because, like, looking back at it, okay, Dead Man Down didn't deserve, in my opinion, deserve 4 out of 4 eyes.
It did.
That one, I would give like a 3. Same for Oz. I would give Oz just a 3 right now. But
just a 3? I gave it 3.5.
I would give it 3. But now with this movie coming out, this is a perfect movie for me. So this gets 4 out of 4 eyes, obviously, for me. Damn. I have no. This is a perfect film for me. I love this movie.
Damn.
I can't recommend it enough.
You got me thinking, because as soon as the movie ended, I was like, 3.5.
Really?
And then the more I thought about it, I was like, oh, 4. And now thinking about it right now, I was like, well, what am I gonna think about in like a month? Well, I still think 3.5. So I don't know. Why you gotta do this to me, Adrian? God damn it. If you ever hear me referring to him as someone else's Arcano,
Adrian is my driver.
Yeah. He's
He's the one who takes us to the movies.
Yeah, he sits in the back of where we do our reviews, just waiting for Adrian. God damn it.
Just waiting for himself. Fucking damn it. When we started this show, I told you. You can also like, you know.
But you didn't believe me. Why didn't you believe me?
Why didn't you believe me? Your driver Jeff, who he doesn't know your name because you just go by Jeff on this show. I don't know why you took your driver's name. Black Zeus, you never hear him talk about his driver Tyrone. Yeah, but
oh man,
let's go on with whatever the hell you were saying, because I don't even remember what you were saying.
Honestly, I really don't know what to give it now, because but I do think it's a really great movie. It's got great performances. This is probably the best I've ever seen Eva Mendes.
Oh, really quick, just to mention,
Or
because I
Eva
didn't mention it
Mendes.
earlier. Great cinematography,
Oh yeah,
especially during the like car chases and bank robberies, where it's all on kind of like shaky cam, handheld camera, but it totally works for it because you feel like, oh shit, I'm right there, and like this is how it would be. It's all like jittery and chaotic. It works really, really well.
I will say the first time Ryan Gosling meets what's his name, Ben Mendelsohn. Like the first scene where they meet is like if the director just flushed the camera down the toilet. Like it's just so shaky. I was kind of like,
see, but I thought it totally worked though. I mean, he's going through the fucking woods in a motorcycle that's going God knows how fast.
Yeah.
That's exactly how it probably would look.
That's not really a complaint. I was just like, it's all right. But no, I thought the cinematography was really good. It was really like that. Okay, that first shot is totally unbroken shot.
Yeah.
So did Ryan Gosling actually do what they do?
No, there's part where they cut away, and I bet he.
Really? Okay.
Or maybe he did. I don't know. Ryan Gosling
Because if
is
not,
pretty
that's
amazing. I have no idea.
incredibly impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really, really like this movie. Like we said, the score, the performances, it's just a really powerful movie, and it really hits you hard.
That's the perfect word to describe this movie. Powerful.
Yeah.
To me, because everything, everything hits on so many different levels, especially like on a emotional level. There's a point near the end where I was like, this is too much.
I was just about to say, like, near the end, like, why you gotta do this to me, movie? Really? Why you gotta do this to me? And then what they do actually wraps it. Okay, it's so well done. You know what? Yeah, screw it. Four Eyes. Great movie. Great movie.
Yeah, Ryan Gosling did not do his own motorcycle stunts in this. I just looked it up right now.
Okay, then they.
But
must have cut away somehow,
it
but
is a really awesome shot.
That's incredibly impressive. So yeah,
that's it. Go see it. Go see it right now.
Go
Get
see
up.
it. Make puns.
Take
make
your
all
motorcycle
kinds of
there
puns.
and then rob the theater too.
Yeah, this will kind of like make you wanna. I don't know what if you wanna, but it will give you like.
Well, I'm not sure if you're ready. I'm ready to go. I want to rob a bank right now. So if you guys hear about a bank robbery, our confession is right here in this review.
If you ride like lightning, you're gonna crash like thunder.